The United Nations is withdrawing 600 of its foreign staff from Afghanistan a week after 5 of its workers were killed in an attack in Kabul. The UN representative says the security situation in Afghanistan is probably the worst it's ever been, but he insisted the move was a temporary measure. Well, we can talk now to the UN's Assistant Secretary-General for Peacekeeping Operations, Edmond Mulet, who's in our UN studio in New York. Hello to you. It's a really worrying and quite sad time when you do have to withdraw like this.
I don't know where you're getting this withdrawal thing. This is not the case. We are not withdrawing. We're not evacuating anybody from our mission in Afghanistan. We are relocating some staff. Of these 600, many of them were involved in the support side of the technical elections, etc. Since these elections will not happen the second round, so this staff will have to leave anyways. And then we are relocating some staff that are in the provinces temporarily to Kabul, whilst we enhance the security measures for them to work appropriately in the provinces, and they will go back to their places of work in a few weeks. Some other staff in Kabul that have been living in some guest houses that do not perform to our own security standards have been relocated within Kabul to other places whilst we enhance the security measures there. Another group of people will be transferred outside of Afghanistan just for a few weeks whilst we enhance the security measures there also. And a fourth group, a very small group of our colleagues in our mission in Afghanistan will be relocated permanently somewhere else because their work is not really necessary there as accountants, people dealing with administration, finance, and procurement. But UNAMA and the United Nations are completely and absolutely committed in executing our mandate, and will continue with our presence and our support to the Afghan people.
No, sure, but from everything you've just outlined, it's clear you can't work in the way you want to.
Well, that's why we are enhancing our security measures and the protection for our civilians working in Afghanistan. And not only the international staff, but also the national staff working under very difficult circumstances there. But we are not withdrawing, we're not evacuating. We are relocating some staff whilst we evaluate and enhance the security measures for their own protection. But the commitment is there, and we will stay there.
Well, what does that actually mean, enhancing the security measures? I mean, it sounds like you have little confidence in what Hamid Karzai's government can provide.
Some of the colleagues have been living in some of these guest houses which are not compliant with some of our own internal UN regulations. So we are moving them out of those guest houses, relocating them somewhere else, or consolidating many of them to live in some appropriate quarters. But the personnel that is in Afghanistan needed to perform our mandate and our duties will continue to work in Afghanistan. There's no withdrawal and no evacuation at all.
Okay, Edmond Mulet, thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Very welcome.